right, and we are live. Thank you all for joining. I'm Anthony Brian Logan. It's been a while since I've been on Facebook streaming, but I got banned from YouTube for some stuff we'll talk about later if you guys want to ask. It's nothing that was really that major. It was a retaliatory action, but it's not a whole lot going on. LeBron James says that old white NFL owners have a slave mentality. I just want to see this right quick to see what's happening here. LeBron James, old white NFL owners have slave mentality. Now, this is something I hear a lot from guys because they're talking about, well, the NFL owners, you can't do whatever you want to do if you're on the team, if you're a player. But, it's just business, man. At the end of the day, the NFL guys have the shortest, quote unquote, lifespan out of any sport. These guys are only in there for a brief period of time. 3.5 years is the average career in the NFL. It's a violent sport. You got concussions. You got all kind of stuff that go along with it. So if you're not able to perform on a week-to-week basis and you're no longer needed, and it's easy for them to move on because a lot of guys are trying to play the game, regardless of what someone may think. The NFL is a very valuable tool for a lot of different people. Very valuable, extremely valuable. So for LeBron James to come out and speak against it, maybe he doesn't understand the actual business behind the game. I'm not really sure. But let's dive into what he says here. He says on this HBO sports series, The Shop, LA Lakers forward LeBron James called the NFL's owners a bunch of old white men and accused them of acting like slave masters. James made his accusation on an episode of The Shop, which aired on Friday on HBO. The Washington Post reported, in the NFL, they got a bunch of old white men owning teams, and they got their slave mentality. And it's like, this is my team. You do what the F I tell y'all to do, or we get rid of y'all. Well, I mean, that's the way it is. That's business in general. That's not some type of, that's not a racist thing to say. That's a really pretty straightforward thing to say. If you can't get it right, if you can't tighten up, if you are not able to perform, then it's that simple. If you're going to cost the team money, because, I think this whole thing is because of the Colin Kaepernick kerfuffle, right? He supports Colin Kaepernick. He's one of these guys that believes in the hands up, don't shoot situation. So, of course, he's going to be somebody that is against the NFL and their owners. Although it does not make a lot of sense because outside of the NBA, the NFL has probably one of the largest populations of millionaire black men in the entire United States, if not the world. It's an emotional standpoint. Michael Patrick says, of course, the owners looking out for themselves. It's a business to make money. Nothing wrong here. Exactly. It's a business. It's not about, feelings and all this and that. It's about making money. Is it profitable or not profitable? If the business does not become profitable, or if it's not profitable, then what's the point of doing it? Matter of fact, let me see if I can actually change up my thing here. If I can do the React cam. There we go. Perfect. So you guys can see my face while I'm doing it. All right. See, I know I'm just now getting the hang of this whole thing over here. Matter of fact, let me see if I can do this. Okay, change that to there and then come back. Don't worry about that. It's just a little bit of stuff I'm doing on the back end with this OBS on Facebook. So you got the transcript right here. If you guys can see my mouse right there on the screen. And this is on LeBron James' show called The Shop. I think it's on HBO. A lot of stuff that he says, in my opinion, on this show are just to get the show promoted, just to get the show ratings. There's no other real reason to do it. I mean, he may believe it, but at the same time, I think it's just trying to get ratings. The basketball player estimated net worth of $440 million was speaking with his longtime business partner, Maverick Carter, LA Rams player Todd Gurley, whose estimated net worth is $15 million, and a rapper, actor, and Louis Farrakhan acolyte Ice Cube. Louis Farrakhan acolyte. Come on, Breitbart. It ain't that real. I never really known Ice Cube to be talking about, Nation of Islam and stuff like that. No, maybe he does, but not really that much. I mean, come on. But let's keep going. James went on to say how proud he is that the National Basketball Association is more woke, quote unquote, woke than the NFL, and praised NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. He doesn't mind us having a real feeling and to be able to express that. It doesn't even matter if Adam agrees with what we are saying. He at least wants to hear us out. As long as we're doing it in a very educational and nonviolent way, then he's absolutely okay with it, James continued. So basically, you're saying that Adam Silver is more liberal than I'm not really sure who. Because let's pause for a moment here. If the NFL is what LeBron James is insinuating or could be implying, if they're racist, then why would they have all these guys on their team? They got felonies, guys like, what's my man's name? Ray Rice was in the NFL, and the whole beating situation, I think, was known to the league until the video came out. That's when they had to cut him. And the same thing with my man, Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt was in the league. They knew about the beating situation with those girls or whatever in the lobby. He did not get cut, released, or whatever until the video came out. At that point, it became a PR nightmare. So if they're so racist, why so many black felons making so much money in the league? Okay? Because if it's about we can get rid of y'all, why not get some guys in there that are not felons? That's how that is. And aside from the Me Too situation, you also got guys in there that, have breaking and entering. One guy, Sheldon Richardson, went on a high-speed chase with a juvenile in the car, a pistol, weed, all that, and is still in the league. Michael Vick went to jail for 2 or 3 years for dogfighting, came back to the league and played longer than he was before he went to the actual penitentiary. So where's the racism? I think, if anything, the NFL is a place where a lot of black men that have criminal records are able to make a lot of money, more than they will be able to be in the regular free market aside from the NFL. Shout out to CJ Sims, who says urban revitalization, prison reform, tax cuts, and soon a big beautiful wall. Absolutely. Also, because in the NFL, they bring in money. They don't really care about domestic disputes. That's what it is. It's about money at the end of the day. That's all. I mean, if you can make the league money, that's what really matters. All the other stuff, all the domestic stuff and the criminal record, they're not really looking to that. So to say that the NFL acts like slave owners doesn't make any sense. Furthermore, what kind of slave owner is trying to get rid of these guys? They're trying to keep them on. And slave owners are not paying their slaves millions of dollars. They're not making them so rich they can take care of their whole family and more. I was watching ESPN 30 for 30 Broke, and Bart Scott was on there talking about, I take care of 5 households. 5 households is a lot of people. You ain't talking about just 5 people. You're talking about mom, dad, kids, grandma, aunt, uncle, the whole squad in each house. Everybody's eating, everybody's clothed, everybody's housed, all because of the so-called racist white man paying these NFL guys a bunch of money to be able to do so. So I don't have much more to say about this, really. I think I'm done with this situation here. LeBron James, just kind of, emotional, kind of a prima donna, honestly. And the thing about it is, I like LeBron James sometimes. I'm not necessarily a LeBron hater. I think that he can do good things at times. As a matter of fact, hold on, let me just move stuff over here. He could do good things at times. Like I saw him take a selfie with a lady that came onto the court. I'll see him talk to his son and give him words of encouragement. I'm not saying LeBron James is a terrible person and a horrible human being, but at the same time, I think that his mentality in many ways is just pretty skewed. Talking about slave owners. I mean, come on, we're talking about millionaire men. You should be trying to uplift them in their particular sport rather than trying to tear down the sport, because you don't understand the people you're talking against are the ones that are keeping a lot of the people that you call friends employed. If you don't know them, they're still guys that have families to take care of. So why would you be trying to tear down their sport, which has many of us in a situation where we're able to make plenty of money? I think that'd be a wrap for that. So what do y'all think? Do you think that LeBron James has a point? Do you think that the NFL owners he's referring to are racist? They're slave masters? It's kind of hard for me to see that, because these guys making so much money. They'll do so much for their family and for their communities. I don't really see where the whole slave master thing comes in. And these guys are free to sign with a team or not sign with a team. A lot of guys try their whole life to get into this game so they can make money for themselves and their family. So I don't see how that's the equivalent of slavery, or how that makes the owners the equivalent of slave owners. And if you're talking about old rich white men, the NBA is the exact same way. It might only be 1 or 2 black owners. I think Jordan, and that's pretty much it. Who else is not an old white man that owns a NBA team? Maybe they're not all old. People like Mark Cuban, but Mark Cuban ain't exactly a spring chicken. He's got to be in his mid-60s. So, I mean, what are we talking about here? I think that'll be a wrap for that. Thank y'all for joining on Facebook Live. If you're not on my Facebook page, please go over there and subscribe right now. My Facebook is fb.com/1776.logan. That's 1776 Logan. And if you're watching on Facebook, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe there at youtube.com/alog. That is youtube.com/ALOGE. That's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.